My name is Elena Roberts. I am 28 years old. For 5 years, I worked as a personal assistant to Mr. Adrian Cole, the owner of a large company. He was my boss and always focused on his work. He was 40 years old. People in the office were afraid of him, but I wasn't. Maybe because I knew he was fair. If you worked hard, he noticed. If you made a mistake, he didn't shout. He just gave you that cold, disappointed look that made you feel small. My life was simple. I lived in a tiny apartment on the edge of the city. Every morning, I took the crowded metro, reached the office before everyone else. I made coffee, arranged his meetings, and answered endless phone calls. One evening, after everyone had left, he called me into his office. His voice was calm, as always. "Elena, sit down," he said. "I have a proposal for you." I thought he was talking about a new project, but then he looked at me differently. "I want you to marry me," he said. For a second, I couldn't breathe. "What?" I whispered. "Marry you?" He nodded. "Yes, it's not about love. It's an arrangement." He took out a document and placed it in front of me. "If you agree to marry me for 1 year, I'll pay you $10,000 every month. The contract is legal. You'll live in my house. After a year, we'll quietly divorce." I stared at him. My hands were shaking. "Why me?" I asked. He looked at me, his eyes unreadable. "Because you have worked for me for 5 years. You are loyal, quiet, and I can trust you." That word hit me hard. In my life, no one had ever said that to me before. Still, I couldn't understand. "But why do you want to marry anyone at all?" He sighed and leaned back. "My father's health is failing. His will says that I can only keep my share of the company if I am married before his next birthday. I don't have time to explain everything, but I need a wife on paper." He said it so calmly, like he was asking me to sign a report. I left his office that night, confused and restless. $10,000 a month. That was more than I made in a whole year. That night, I didn't sleep. The next morning, I walked into his office and said, "I'll do it." It happened quietly. No guests, no flowers, no photos, just a small room at the city hall, 2 signatures, and a cold gold ring. He gave me a key to his house, a beautiful mansion on the hill. "You can move in today," he said. The house was large, silent, and empty. It felt like a museum, not a home. He gave me my own room. We had breakfast together sometimes, talking only about work. At first, I was nervous, but soon the money started coming. Every month, like he promised, $10,000. I paid my debts, bought new clothes, helped my mother. For the first time in years, I felt free. But something in that house didn't feel right. Every night, he stayed in his study for hours. Sometimes I heard him on the phone, his voice tense and angry. Once I found him holding an old photo, a young woman, smiling, standing beside him. When I asked, he said quietly, "That's my ex-wife." He never said her name again. 2 months later, his father invited us for dinner. I met him for the first time, a proud old man with sharp eyes, He looked at me from head to toe and smiled coldly. "So you're the one Adrian chose," he said. "You seem ordinary." I smiled politely. "It's nice to meet you, sir." He looked at his son. "You never told me she was your assistant." Adrian didn't answer. He just tightened his jaw. The dinner was awkward. His father kept talking about money, business, and family pride. He looked at me like I was something temporary. That night in the car, I asked softly, "Why does your father hate me?" He looked straight ahead. "Because he thinks poor people don't deserve anything." After that night, he changed. He started coming home earlier. Sometimes we had dinner together. He even smiled. Not much, but enough to notice. We talked about small things: music, books, the city. I started seeing a different side of him. He wasn't cold. He was lonely. One evening, we were in the garden. He said quietly, "I thought this marriage would be simple, but you made it real." I didn't know what to say. For the first time, I saw warmth in his eyes. But just when I started to believe we were becoming something real, everything broke. His father died suddenly 2 months later. The company lawyers came. The will was opened. Adrian inherited everything: the company, the properties, the fortune. That evening, I found him drinking alone in the study. Papers were scattered everywhere. I asked, "Are you okay?" He looked up, his face hard. "It's over, Elena. You don't have to stay anymore. The deal is done." My heart froze. "What do you mean?" He sighed. "I needed a wife to get my inheritance. Now I have it. The contract ends next week. I'll transfer the last payment to your account." I packed my things that night and left. I moved back to my small apartment. For days I couldn't sleep. His face haunted me, his voice, his smile. But then I looked around. My little apartment, my plants, the sunlight on the window. I realized something important. I didn't need his money. I needed my peace.